Hello everyone, myself Bharat Bhushan Singhal. Today we started a Android development series. In this series, we divided that series into two parts. First is introduction of Android, means basic Android development parts like how to manage the Android Studio, how to create a simple app, how to create a calculator app, how to create the basic UI designs, that are how to create recycle view, and that are the basic components of any basic Android development. So in this part we discuss about that the basic introduction of Android development. And second phase of our series is advanced Android development. In advanced Android development, we discuss about how to connect the server, how to connect to the database offline and online, how to interact with the Firebase, how to use the control the APIs which transfer the data to the server, how to control the notifications, how to control about the broadcast, how to control the asynchronous processes that are included into the advanced Android development videos. Now we introduce the first part of this series is introduction of Android or basic Android development. Now we discuss some introduction about the Android. What is the Android? Questions: what is the Android? History of the Android, how to which contents is described into the Android Studio, all about the introduction to Android. So the contents of this the today lecture is Android is an ecosystem. Second is part is Android platform architecture. Third is Android versions, means history, challenges of Android app development, and last is app fundamentals. Now we discuss first what is the Android ecosystem. What is Android? First question in our mind, everyone today, every upper age to lower age, every person is use the Android mobiles, smartphones. But now we start the series, so we discuss about the what is the Android. It is the formal introduction about the Android, mobile operating system based on Linux kernel. What is the Linux kernel? It is a popular X Windows. X Windows means popular operating system which interact the hardware to the user. Okay, user interface for touch screens. In previous smartphones we use the keyboards, physical keyboards, to handle the user interface, to give the commands to the operating system. But today the smartphones introduce the touch screen, and the all commands are going to using the touch screens. So and in Android all information, all commands are goes to the touch screens. That operating system, Android operating system, use over the 80% of all smartphones. Like many operating system are in market, like Apple and Android and any other, but the Android is the most popular operating system because this is the user interface operating system, very simple user interface operating system to use. And next is power devices such as watches, TVs and cars. Like you use the embedded system. Embedded system means many devices are connected to each other and they perform a specific operation. Fixed operations like watches have the small functions like for time, for receive the call, any other. TV performing the live television, and car has the like a lock system, automatically it have the many sensors too. That sensors are managed by the Android mobile system, Android system. Next point is over 2 millions Android apps in Google Play Store. What is the apps? Android apps. Android apps is like a application which run on the Android operating system to perform a specific operation, like a WhatsApp. What is the WhatsApp? WhatsApp is a app which provide the interface of chatting, video calls to one person, one smartphone to another. So, like WhatsApp, 2 millions Android apps are stored in Google Play Store. You download them and install in your mobile and use them. Highly customizable for devices and by vendors. Means you change according to the manufacturers many varieties of your smartphones like 2 GB RAM, 3 GB RAM, and 5 inches mobile, 4 to 5 inches mobile, 6 inch mobiles. Many customizable devices are provided for Android devices, smartphones. And next is open source. Open source means it have no cost to install any smartphone. And second is you are the programmer, you are the interaction directly to the Android operating system. Next is touch Android user interaction. How to perform user interaction in Android. First is touch gestures, swiping, tapping, pinching. Next is virtual keyboard for characters, numbers and emoji. Support for Bluetooth, USB controllers and peripheral devices which are included and embedded into your smartphone. Next is Android and sensors. What is the sensor? Which sense the environmental activities. What is the sensor? Which sense the environmental activities and convert into the digital and analog form and send to the hardware. And after they sensor send the signals to the hardware, and hardware perform the operation according to the that calculations of sensors. Sensors can discover user action and respond. Device contents rotate as needed. Walking adjust position on map. Tiddling streets a virtual car or control a physical toy. Moving too fast disables game interactions. Next is Android home screen. What is the Android home screen? Now when you started your Android phone and first screen is shown on your mobile, that is called Android home screen. In that home screen many elements are present, many icons are present, like that launcher icons for apps. Means that launcher icon have the link of that app to execute that app. When you click that icons, you launch your app. Self-updating widget for live content like a forecasting, live time, live many emails and many widgets are present on home screen. Can be multiple pages. Present smartphone has a multiple pages home screen. Multiple pages home screen means when you swipe left and right, your home screen is automatically changed. Folders to organize apps. When you collect many apps in a folder, that called folder, and you change your folder name according to the your utilization of apps. And next is most popular things of most popular features of Google is OK Google. OK Google is a command for to launch Google in audio manner. Means when you say anything to the OK Google, then automatically Google search that according to the that you want to say. Next is many Android apps are there. Pandora, Pokemon Go, Facebook Messenger, that are the apps which are present on Google Play Store, and many WhatsApp and like a Google Map are the also Android app examples in your Android phone. Next is Android software development kit. Software development kit, when you install any Android in your smartphone, then many automatically Android software developer kit are installed in your mobile, which have development tools like debugger, monitors, editors, like libraries. We are discuss in next lectures in large way. And today we have the only introduction about that. So we introduce that simple introduction about libraries, virtual devices, documentation, and sample code. Development tools which run and debug your apps, your operations which are running on your phone. Libraries means that are the provide the code to launch for the development tool to launch the code. That are the libraries which are used by the Android devices and for programmers. Next is virtual devices like emulators. Emulators, which is when you don't have a physical mobile and you want to check your any app in a virtual manner, then that emulators are used to run your app on your computer or PC. Documentation means if you have any problem and if you have any problem with any libraries, then you go to the documentation of Google, which are provided by the Google developers.android.com, and you open that and you know about all about Android development process on documentation of Google. Next is samples codes, which are provided by the Google to practice for that. Next is main tool of Android development, that is called Android Studio. That is the IDE interface which develop, run, debug, test and package apps, monitors and performance tools, virtual devices, project views, visual layout editor. Means it will all things to develop a Android app. It is the official Android IDE which launched by the Google. Before that we developed the Android app into Eclipse, but presently Eclipse is not working. Only we developed the Android app into the Android Studio. After that you complete your app, and after that you publish your app on your Google Play Store. So first you create your account on Play Store and upload your app on Play Store. After that app is shown on your Google Play Store. Any person that want to download that app, and they go to the Play Store and download that app. It is the official app store for Android. Digital, it has the Play Protect, which protect your apps from the bugs. Next is platform Android platform architecture. That is the Android platform architecture. First layer have the system apps and user apps. Second layer have the Java API framework. Native C and C++ libraries and Android runtime. Next layer have the hardware abstraction layer, and last is Linux kernel, which execute the commands which come from the system apps and user apps. System and user apps. System apps have no special status, means it is run in background to run your normal application of your Android mobile, and they are help to run your presently apps which are you run into the install into your mobile. System apps provide key capabilities to app developers. Examples: you app cannot a system app to deliver a SMS message, means you have a default SMS message app that is send the message by default. Java API framework. The entire feature set of the Android OS is available to you through APIs written in the Java language. View class hierarchically to create UI screens, user interface screen, notification manager, activity manager for life cycles and navigation. Means API based application programmable interface, means when you want any application want to interface to the applications and the hardware, then the Java API framework help to provide the interface between the system apps and apps to the hardware. Android runtime. Each app runs in its own process within hours instance of the Android runtime. Means if we run any app, so it have own memory, on features, then to run that app it want to a on instance to run, that is provided by the Android runtime. Next is C and C++ libraries. Core C and C++ libraries give access to core native Android system components and services. Next is hardware abstraction layer. Standard interface that expose device hardware capability as libraries, means like many hardware are integrated to your mobile smartphone, like a camera, Bluetooth module, Wi-Fi, GPS, all are attached to your Android phone, that are handled by the hardware abstraction layer, and the hardware abstraction layer set the interface between to the that hardware and main Linux kernel. Linux kernel, threading and low level memory management, security features and drivers. Kernel means which interact the hardware to the commands of user. When any user send to any commands, it is converted into system calls, and that system calls are run by the kernel, and that kernel run on hardware and take a response to the hardware and send to the that response to the user, and the system calls kernel convert that response according to the user interface, and then user interface user, so that output that commands are sent by the user, and mainly that kernel are present into the Windows and also into the Linux, but Android system is working to the Linux kernel. Okay, and what is the drivers? Drivers set a communication between the other hardwares that are connected to your Android mobile, like camera and RAM and Wi-Fi and GPS and some fingerprint sensors and touch screen. That are the hardware which that drivers set a communication between main hardware to the that peripheral devices. Now the versions history of Android. First, Android development company are established in 2005. After that, that company is occupied by the Google, and first Android mobile phone is launched into 2010 by HTC, and that has the API level 1. And after that, next version is cupcake, donuts, Ferrero, gingerbreads, honeycomb, ice cream sandwich, and jelly beans, Kit Kat, lollipop, marshmallow, nugget, Oreo pie. And presently, Android 10 and Android 11 Android operating system are running on present mobile devices, and Android 12 in development mode. Mostly Android 10 are running on devices, but when new smartphones are come with the Android 11 and Android 12 into the development mode. Now next is app development. A simple app development. What is an Android app? One or more interactive screens. Interactive screens mean when you click a button, then automatically your screen is switched to next screen. So that are the interactive screens, and a app have the multiple interactive screens to run that specific operation. Written using Java programming language and XML means when we perform any background operation, we written the code into Java programming language, but the layout are designed into XML in Android apps. And to run that Android app, we need a SDK, Android software development kit. So first we install the software development kit into the Android Studio. After that we create any Android app. After that we add the Android libraries and Android application framework into the Android app, and then that are the like we want to add some new features into the Android, but Android Studio don't have that features, then we insert that library into Android Studio, and automatically that features automatically include into our Android app, and we use that functions directly in our Java code. And after that we prepare our app, then we use the Android runtime virtual machine to run that Android. Challenges of Android development. When we design a Android app, then we have the problems like all devices don't have a single size. Now next is the performance of all Android devices are different, and security, keep source code and user data safe. Next is compatibility, run well on older platform versions. Marketing, understand the market and your users. Next is it doesn't have to be expensive, but it can be. Means it like don't have the expensive, so no one user is download that app if it have the expensive. So app building blocks. Resources. What is the resources? That are the layouts, images, strings, colors, as XML and media files. We directly use into the our Android app. Next is components. What is the component? Activity. Activity means Java files, services, background services like that, and helper classes as Java code. Next is manifest. Like a Java code have a main function which launch at first time and which tells that which code is running in which process. Like that in Android, manifest file run first time and it say that which application is run at first time. Next, build configuration. APK versions in Gradle configuration file. It have the multiple files to run, and Gradle is the latest Gradle 6.5, and which Gradle you use in your Android apps.
So the first piece of software that we need is going to be the Java JDK, which stands for Java Developers Kit or the Java Development Kit. So in order to download Java JDK, you simply go on to Google and you type download Java JDK, and the first link which is going to show up is the download link for Java JDK. So you simply open it and you will be presented with two options. The first option would be to download the Java JDK and the next one would be the NetBeans. Now in this case we only want the Java JDK, so we simply click on this option. Now when we click on it, it is going to redirect us to a new page which would contain a lot of options which are available to install Java JDK depending upon the version of operating system which you are using. So I am using Windows 10 and my operating system is 64-bit operating system. So I am going to download JDK from this link right over here. Now depending upon your operating system, you could install one of these links. So for example, if you are on a Mac OS, you could simply click on this link right over here. Now as you could see that there are two options for Windows. The first is Windows x86 and this is Windows x64. So the x64 actually stands for the 64-bit version and the x86 stands for the 32-bit version of Windows. Now you want to make sure that you download this depending upon the version of Windows which you are using. Now if you're not sure which version you are using, so just simply minimize this window, go on to your file explorer, click on this PC, then click on properties, and this should give you the type of operating system which you are using. So now in this case it is showing that I am using a 64-bit operating system on a 64-bit processor. So as I'm using a 64-bit operating system, I am going to download the 64-bit version of Java JDK. Now if you have a 32-bit version of operating system installed on your PC, you make sure that you click this link right over here. Now before downloading this, make sure that you accept the license agreement, and now once you click this, your download should begin. Now I already have a version of JDK installed on my computer and henceforth I'm not going to download it. Now once your download is complete, you could open up this exe file which is present in your download folder and you could run it just like any other normal setup which you use. So once you open this file, it is going to start the installation process of Java JDK, and this installation process of Java JDK is similar to any of the other software which we install. So once you finish installing Java JDK, the next thing which we need to do is we need to set up environment variable. Now if you have no idea what an environment variable is, you simply go on to this start button or the Windows button, open up your file explorer, or if you have this PC on your desktop, you could simply right click onto this PC icon and go on properties, and once you go into the properties, you have an option called advanced system settings, and we want to click this option, and it is going to give us a pop-up which has all these tabs, and you want to select the advanced tab from it. And when you click this advanced tab, you will find a button over here which says environment variables. Now when you click on environment variables, you could see that there are numerous variables which are created right over here. So we have two temp variables and a Java home variable. Now if you have installed Java JDK for the very first time, then there are chances that you don't have this Java home variable with you. So what you want to do is that you want to create a new Java home variable. So in order to do that, the first thing which we need is we need the value of this, which is nothing but the path where your JDK resides. So if you have installed the Java JDK at a certain location, we need to specify that location over here. So if you have no idea about the location of your Java JDK, you simply go on to my computer, then go on your C drive, then open up program files. Then in the program files, you will get a folder named Java. Just open it up. And then in the Java, we have two folders. The first one is the JDK and the JRE. Now the JRE stands for Java Runtime Environment, and in this case, as we are dealing with JDK, we just open it up, and as you could see, this thing right here is nothing but the path which we want. So we simply click on this path, right click on it, click copy, and the path is copied to the clipboard. Now once the path is copied, the next thing which we want to do is we want to mention this path in the new environment variable. So we simply click on this new button right over here, and you make sure that you have the variable name as java_home, and make sure that all the alphabets are in capital. And for the variable value, we simply paste the path which we have copied from there. Now once you're done with this, we simply click OK. Now in this case, as I already have the variable on my environment variables tab, I'm not going to add it one more time. So once we are done with this, we are done with the installation of Java JDK, and we could use Java JDK in order to run our applications. But in order to develop applications, we are going to need one more platform, and that platform is called as the Android Studio. So in the next tutorial, we are going to learn how we could install Android Studio on our computer and the system requirements which we need to have in order to run Android Studio. So thank you very much for watching this tutorial, and we are going to learn how you could install Android Studio on your computer. Now in the previous tutorial, we have learned how you could download and install the Java JDK and how to set up the environment variable within our computer. So make sure that you have installed the Java JDK, and also you have set up the environment variable on your computer before downloading or installing the Android Studio. So in order to install Android Studio, we simply go on Google and type download Android Studio, and the first link which pops up is going to be the download link for Android Studio. So we simply click on it, and as you could see, this is the Android Studio, and Android Studio is basically the official Android IDE, and IDE stands for Integrated Development Environment. So this software right here is going to allow us to write the code for our Android application, and also it is going to provide us with a small emulator right like this, so that we could run our Android applications into it. So basically, before installing the Android Studio, what I would like to recommend is you go and read the system requirements for Android Studio, and that is because Android Studio is a bit slow on computers which have low RAM. So for example, the system requirements which are specified for Windows are that you should have a 2 GB RAM minimum, and 4 GB RAM is recommended. So if you have a 4 GB RAM, you don't need to worry, but if you have a 2 GB RAM, it is not going to be sufficient to run Android applications, and that is because this Android Studio has an emulator built in which is going to allocate some memory to the emulator or to the virtual device. So it is going to create a virtual device for us so that we could run our Android applications, and it needs to allocate some memory separately to it. So you need at least 4 GB of RAM if you want to install the Android Studio. It works on 2 GB RAM, but the thing is that it takes a lot of time for the emulator to load up, and you'll have to wait a lot for the app to get running on the emulator. And also make sure that you have the 400 MB hard disk space, and the rest of the requirements are pretty much the same. So after reading the system requirements, you click on this download Android Studio button, and it is going to redirect you to this page. And after reading this terms and conditions, if you wish to read it, go through it and then click on this button right here and simply click download Android Studio for Windows. Now I am not going to download Android Studio, and that is because I already have Android Studio installed on my computer. So the thing is that once you have clicked this button, your download will start right over here, and once the download is completed, you simply need to go to your download folder and run this installation file, which is androidstudio.exe. and once you run it, you will be guided through the installation process of Android Studio, and make sure that you have the internet connection while you are installing the Android Studio, and that is because the setup of Android Studio is going to download some of the packages for Android development. So make sure that you don't disconnect your internet connection in between the installation process. And also I would like to mention that it takes a while for Android Studio to completely install on your computer, and that is because, as I mentioned earlier, it is going to install some download some packages from the internet onto your computer, and then it is going to install it. So it totally depends upon your internet connection speed. So if you have a good speed, it is going to install a bit faster as compared to if you are having a slow internet connection. So once you have installed the Android Studio, we'll be able to develop our own Android apps.
Okay, now lecture is over. We discuss MCQs of this lecture. First question, which are latest version of Android. operating system. First option is Android S, second option is Android 10, third option is Novel, and last is Mars Map. Think and give the answer of MCQ. What is the answer? I take time. Okay, now I show the answer. Android S is the latest version of Android, but it is in preview mode. So the latest version is also called Android 12. After that, Android S is the latest version, but it is not coming to the mobiles right now. But you design the app into Android Studio because the Android Studio launched the API of Android S. Now, second question of this lecture is full form of SDK. Options are A. System Development Kit, B. Software Development Kit, third Series Development Kit, and last is none of the above. Think and give the answer of the MCQ. So the answer of this question is Software Development Kit. When we add Android in SDK, then it is called Android Software Development Kit. Means it have the combination of all libraries which need to run the Android Studio in your computer. So it is provide a environment to run Android Studio and to develop a Android app. Next is which programming language used to develop a Android app. The options are A. Java programming language, B. Python programming language, C. C programming language, and last is D. C++ programming language. So select one language and give the answer. So answer is Java programming language. But in present day, we also use the Kotlin language to develop Android app. So this app is launched by the Google personally. So Java is the most popular language which is used into the 60 to 70% devices. So we learn Android app development into Java. After that, if you need to learn Kotlin language, it is the advanced version of this Java language which is used into the only Android Studio. Mostly this is not used into the open source, but Java is the most open source language to use and develop a application. So first you learn about the Java because Java is the most popular language and it is the most powerful language also. In options, Python are available. Python is also a popular language. C and C++ also called the mother languages of all programming languages. Now next is which software used to develop Android app. Means with IDE is used to develop Android app. There are options: Android Studio, Eclipse, NetBeans, and none of the above. You choose a answer. After that we give the answer. Okay, now answer is Android Studio. So you say that Eclipse also develop an Android app, but when Android 7 version is launched, then Google is ended the support to the Eclipse to develop Android app. So it will launch the Android Studio for the Android developer, and it is and the support to the Eclipse. So present day Eclipse is a not it is not a IDE to develop a Android app. We develop a Android app only in Android Studio. NetBeans is used to develop application software of Java, which is provided by the Sun Microsoft. It is also a IDE NetBeans. The next question is the Android understandable form of code is called JDK, DEX, DBM, and API. The answer is DEX. Okay. Now next question is not a resource. First is what is a resource? Resource is the material item that is used to design a picture and to store the data, physical data into the mobile, like a driver, folders, images, strings, colors, resource files. All files are stored into the resource folder, and so that is called resource of Android Studio. So there are some examples of resource that are colors, image, string, Java code, which is not a resource file for the Android Studio. The answer is Java code. Java code is a class file, programming file, background file to run any background operations on the UI, but other color, image, and string are all the file of resource. Okay. Next question is Android operating system is based on, means which operating system is used to develop a Android operating system. The options are Linux, second is MS-DOS, means Microsoft Disk Operating System. Next is Ubuntu. It is also used by Unix to develop a window, a X window, sorry. And last is none of the above. So which is the base of Android OS? So the answer is Linux. Next is, thank you. The MCQ is over. Thank you very much for listening me. So this lecture is ended.